This is a 45-degree back extension. If you've never used one of these pieces of equipment before, you'll know enough by the end of this video to be able to improve the condition of your back. For anyone with concerns about back health, you can invest in a back extension machine for a fraction of the cost of what it would take to see a chiropractor for a month. With this piece of equipment, we're training hip extension, and I think the first thing you need to understand when it comes to hip extension is that we're incorporating some of the strongest muscles of the body. You've got the hamstrings, the glutes, and the spinal erectors all working together to extend the hip. So the amount of force that you can generate around a deconditioned spine is something to be careful with. Now that being said, I think this is one of the most valuable pieces of equipment you can use or that's available to us for strengthening the back. All right, let's get into it. With this machine, you want to start by limiting the range of motion. So we're going to do that by extending the thigh pad as high up as it'll go, which is effectively blocking the hip. So this makes it more difficult for me to get into a compromising position, a position that's going to put more demand on a deconditioned area than it can withstand. So with the thigh pad lifted up to the highest position, limiting our range of motion, we want to start out by just getting strong in this position right here. See, I'm in this static hold position and I'm using assistance. I want to be able to hold this for 30 seconds. And then I'm going to take 2-3 minutes rest. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to hold this same position for 30 seconds at a time. And then when I'm going to progress, I'm going to remove the assistance and I'm going to get strong holding my own body weight for up to 30 seconds. Now, it doesn't have to be 30 seconds straight. If you can get to 10 seconds at a time, 20 seconds at a time, working up to the 30 is the goal. So once I can hold this position for 30 seconds under my own power without using any assistance, then I know that it's time to keep progressing. To progress from this position, the static hold with no assistance, I'm going to remove some stability from the exercise by pulling one leg out of the machine. This is going to create a new challenge for one side to do the work of both sides. So now I'm going to restart the progression and I'm going to, if I need to use assistance to hold for 30 seconds, I'm going to do that until I don't need the assistance anymore. And then I'll get strong just with my own body weight and one leg. And then obviously working the opposite side for balance. And once I've gotten strong enough to be able to hold up my own body weight for 30 seconds with each leg, one at a time, then I'm going to start getting into the reps. So using assistance, again, keeping my hands on the bars so I don't do more than my body can handle. I'm going to start finding a range of motion that is comfortable enough to be able to get around 10 reps in. So if I'm in this position and I'm finding pain at this deep of a range, I'm going to stop right above that. I'm going to stop maybe right here before the pain hits, kind of brushing up against that pain wall, not crossing the threshold, but coming up to it. And I'm going to work, that's going to be my effective range. So I'm going to work that effective range 8 to 12 reps at a time, or however much you can do. If you can do 6 reps and then you feel fatigue, that's fine. Stop there, rest 2 to 3 minutes, go back in for more. If you can get around 20 to 30 reps in a workout, I think that's good stimulation to be able to build off of. And again, same progression. Once you get strong with the assistance and you no longer need it, take that step and progress to no assistance. And that's going to give you better stimulation. You're going to be able to progress faster. Once you've gotten strong with the partial reps and being able to complete 20 to 30 reps in a workout without any pain or discomfort, then it's time to progress. So we're going to start lowering the thigh pad one notch at a time. Each notch is going to unlock a new range of motion. So it's going to be a little bit more access to the hip. So we're going to be able to get down a little deeper. And with each additional step in range, you want to go back to the assistance progression, holding on to assist yourself in those deeper ranges where the demand is greater, until the ability of your back catches up, and then you can kind of progress by increasing ability and then matching that demand. Increase ability, match it with the demand. And it's just kind of step by step from there. So once you've gotten to the point where the thigh pad is below the hip and you've unblocked the hip, you're giving access to more range of motion to where I can get all the way into this bottom position where I'm actually getting some spinal decompression here. If you think about it, the spine has load bearing down on it all day. Anytime you can take the load off, it's going to be good for that area. So just sitting down here in this position has benefits of its own. But being able to do reps from down here creates a high level of demand, so it requires a high level of ability. Once you've gotten to that level of ability where this demand isn't too much, then it's time to think about loading the exercise. I think the resistance band has the most to offer in the way of loading as far as the back extension machine goes, because the resistance profile of the band is getting greater as the band stretches. The resistance profile of this exercise matches that because it gets tougher as you extend. So at the top, it's the toughest. At the bottom, it's the easiest. There's hardly any load on any of those muscles at this point. Now they're fully loaded, full contraction here to get that top position extended. So the resistance profile of the exercise matches the resistance profile of the implement. That's a good loading cycle there. So to wrap up this video, I think that the 45-degree back extension machine is the best tool that you can use to affect the health of your back. Now, keep in mind the scale of ability. Demand and ability live on a scale. When the demand of the exercise exceeds the ability of your body, bad things can happen. The scale of ability with the back extension machine looks like adjusting the thigh pad higher to reduce the range of motion. Reducing the range of motion reduces the demand. Match the demand to your body's ability and then incrementally progress with ability first.